Alright, so this is probably going to be one of the most exciting updates on the press brake that I have yet, because we are nearly done with it. The only thing that's left is getting the QD bushing put in the flywheel and getting the clutch, or QD bushing in the clutch and getting the clutch mounted to the flywheel, and pretty much everything else is ready to go. Short of mounting that whole assembly and actually, we got to get the motor, get a mounting plate for the motor done. So everything else is good to go. So I have the solenoid wired in, and I have the motor wired in. So this is the forward and reverse switch, so you can run the motor. And the way that I have everything wired, so this is the rotary switch for the forward and reverse, and this is how it's laid out in the box, because what it does is it jumps over two terminals at a time. So like the green is the bottom one is always connected, but then it will swap, so it will connect like this is black and this is hot white, so it'll connect these two and it'll connect these two at a time. So when you flip it one way, it's going to run this way and it'll run these two. So what you do is you come in from the plug, and I used 4-wire cable, and you may ask, well, why'd you use 4-wire if you're only running 240? Well, if I ever decide that I want to go to 3-phase on this thing, I've already got another wire in there. I just have to rewire everything. So since I'm not running 3-phase, I ran in and I made my ground, my bottom one, since those two are common and they're always tied together. Typically on a 3-phase, what you would do is you would tie your ground together here, and then you run your other hot lead to here, because you only have to change one phase to make it reverse. So I just ran my ground into the bottom terminal on both of them. I came up with my black, I ran to this side, and the white from the plug I ran over to the opposite side. And then on the motor side, my green of course went to ground at the bottom, and then my white came over here, and I just did the opposite. So my white comes over here, ties in here, my black goes up to the top, because what's going to happen is when you flip this switch this direction, it's going to tie in these two, and it's going to tie in these two, and these will always be connected. So what happens is your circuit, your hot will come from here, and it'll go around and it'll travel through here and go to the motor, and your other side will come up here and it will travel through here to the motor. Now when you flip it this direction, it does the opposite. So it ties these two in and these two in, so that your power runs in here, goes straight across here into your motor, and then it comes in here on this white, it goes straight across and it runs down to your motor. That's how that's done. Now the way that I wired in the solenoid for my pedal is I have a 110 plug here. So I took my 3 wires, black, green, and white, and the colors don't matter on your hot and your neutral. I think I actually wired it different from this picture, but the principle's the same. So you come in with one hot, and the solenoid just says to tie the 2 red wires to, which this one's red too. The instructions just say to tie the red wires into hots, and the green is ground, which is optional. So what we did is we came in, we ran 1 wire from the plug directly to the solenoid, we tied the 2 grounds together, and then we ran the other wire to the normally open circuit on the pedal. Actually, I think I went to the common side, but like I said, the principle's the same. So you're going to wire 1 to the normally open side, because remember, this is a circuit. So normally open means that the circuit is normally closed. If it was normally closed, then it would be like that, so that power is only connected when you hit the pedal, then it will complete this circuit. So we ran down to the pedal, we took the normally open side of the pedal, then we tied the other one to common, we came up here and we tied that one into the solenoid, so that the only way that this gets power to complete this circuit is when this pedal is pushed. Because you have power to here at all times, and then this power gets interrupted by this switch. It's the same way if you wanted to put a momentary or even a static toggle switch on something, it's the same principle. You just have to break one leg of it for it to break power. So that's how that was tied in case you were wondering about all that. And then, like I said, it only activates when you hit the pedal. Now you could do it the opposite way. You could tie it into the normally closed circuit, and then it would supply air. It would supply air through the solenoid until you hit the pedal, and then it would stop it. This is a normally closed solenoid. That's important to remember. So when you're talking about electricity, normally open means the circuit's open and no power goes through. When you're talking about air, hydraulics, or whatever, it will block the circuit, shut the circuit off, and then it will run through when you activate the solenoid. Like I said, right now I just have the motor vice gripped up here. Don't look at that. Don't pay attention to it. And I mean, everything's pretty much boxed up, ready to go, except for getting that clutch put together. And so we're close. We're really close to being able to turn this thing on, and I can reverse it now because it stopped spinning. It does free spin for a while. And so there you go. Go the other direction. So we are so close to having this thing operational, and I can't wait. QD bushing's supposed to come in tomorrow, so probably Monday I'll get in here and get everything put together. We'll hopefully get everything assembled, and we can start working on the mount for the motor, and this thing will be done. So there we go.